Not but a week ago, NASA released logs from the Europa mission. Today we have the privilege to air them here and give you a peek at this moon of Jupiter. Let's waste no more time and roll the documentary.
Hello, whoever may be watching this, and for those of you who aren't aware of my current situation, let me explain. So, my name is Serenity, and a little over a year and a half ago, I was selected to participate in a program. Now, this program was created to send people to research and explore planets that are in our solar system, and, if possible, to send them to their moons as well. Obviously, within this program, there were many subcategories for both planets and moons, and even those subcategories had more subcategories for the different various locations that you could be sent to. I ended up in the Europa category. In this category, there was a good handful of people, and I ended up coming out on top, which meant they were selecting me to go to Europa. It took me a little over a year to finally reach this moon of Jupiter. It felt like an eternity. But somehow or another I managed to pass the time with various tasks and other small little activities and stuff. So just for a little background, timeline information, I just finished my first week here on Europa, and it's been a week. I started this mission 372 Earth days ago. That's how I'm going to be keeping time, since time here is a little different, I'm further from the sun and all, so days are a little wonky. I was sent here to collect data, but I haven't been able to make much progress in the way of said data and data collection because, honestly, I'm just trying to get used to this environment and adjust and everything. There is so much of a difference here versus than that of Earth that it's honestly taken me by surprise. I'm not totally sure how to describe it at this very moment, but I do know that I am beyond thrilled to finally be able to get off and leave that blasted ship from time to time. I was stuck on that thing for a freaking year. Who can blame me? Thanks to perfect timing, alignment, and propulsion, I was able to make it here in a record time, just as we predicted. Now, the tricky part was landing. I was told that I had to land on the leading side of Europa, which just basically means the side of Europa that's in front as it orbits Jupiter. I had to land there to avoid being exposed to seriously dangerous amounts of radiation. Well, I think I'm going to call it a day. It is honestly getting pretty late, and the effects of this moon are rather draining. I guess I'll be back in about a week. Maybe. I could be gone longer. Not quite sure yet. So, see you later.
Is your air filter old and falling apart? Have you considered upgrading to the Air Filter 5000 with such great features as not falling apart or having to clean it? It is completely self-sufficient. Starter kits are available at your local warehouse in many varieties.
Hey guys, so I'm not dead, just in case you were wondering. Promise there is no need to worry. I am perfectly fine. So if I remember correctly, it was 2 weeks ago that I made my last entry. I think I might start doing these every 2 weeks. Anywho, not much has happened these past 2 weeks. It's kind of funny. I've never really been a fan of the cold, like at all. So I'm not totally sure how I was selected or why I was selected for this particular moon. It is so extremely cold here. So cold sometimes that even my very well insulated capsule does not even keep me warm. I'm not quite sure how I've managed, but somehow I have. With that being said, I mean, it's probably kind of obvious that the surface of this moon is ice. It's exactly what you would expect. And it is a sacrifice I'm willing to make for this amazing opportunity. Information-wise, I still haven't gotten a ton done. We've known for a long time that Europa has more water on it than Earth does, which we can only assume is similar to that of the oceans on Earth, so salt water. Now, while this is exciting and all, I still have to study the water. And this is where I run into my issue. Mostly because the water is many miles below me. This is something I'm still thinking on, but I'll go back to it later. Maybe in the morning. How can I forget to describe the valleys to you? They are so incredible. There are these huge places on this icy surface where the ice has broken up and refrozen. It's so amazing. Well, I think I've covered all my bases here. Talked about all I wanted to talk about, covered everything I needed to. So I guess I'll return in 2 weeks. I just keep up with that. So, peace.
Are you tired of looking ugly while you breathe? Then breathe pretty with Pretty Breathers. Make all the other girls go, oh, too. Available at local stores near you.
Okay, so here's something I still don't understand. What are we doing to our planet? Why? Why are we doing what we're doing to our poor planet? The thing is we knew what we were doing to our planet, and nobody cared what was happening. Do you know how many planets in our solar system can sustain life so perfectly? One. Just one. And that one planet, Earth. And guess what we're doing to it? Destroying it. Ruining it. I mean, I wouldn't be here doing research, trying to figure out if we could flee here, if we could just figure out how to take care of our own dang planet. So yeah, that's why I'm here collecting data, to see if we could make a temporary home out of this moon. I'm not so sure that we could, because, I mean, for starters, this atmosphere is extremely thin. Basically to the point that there is no atmosphere. And in this way, it's similar to our moon. And it's the same way with the gravity, as more often than not, I feel like I'm weightless. Though, I know that that's not necessarily a good thing, because I know that if I return to Earth, which I find very unlikely to happen, I may not be able to walk properly again, if at all. But there is some good news in all of this. The atmosphere here is mostly composed of oxygen. There's just enough gravity to pull escaping oxygen molecules from space back towards the surface. So there's oxygen all around me. This is how I've been able to replenish the tanks and the air within my spacecraft. And it's all thanks to the wonderful technology I was equipped with, which seems to be working flawlessly. I've had no trouble so far. Oh, and speaking of, the plants that I was given to grow and get some of my food from have been doing wonderfully. So with all of that, I would say that my mission so far has been a success. Anyway, that's it for now. It's all I've had on my mind and all that I've discovered. So...
Do your flowers look like real ones, all wilted and dead? Spice up your home with Flora Foundation's flower arrangement, only available at your local Flower Foundation's nursery.
Okay, so today I have no idea where to begin. So much has happened. You know, I guess I'll start with the earthquake that I felt. Though it wasn't, I wouldn't say necessarily an earthquake, as what I'm standing on now is ice. I've come to the conclusion that this has happened due to the ice quaking. I'm not making things up. I mean, I've come to this conclusion because I was able to witness it myself, personally. It was amazing, but terrifying. It happened not that far away from my landing site. I've seen about 2 now, but they're these giant plumes of water, almost like a geyser. They just come right out of the ice. It's incredible. Speaking of my surroundings, I finally found an average temperature for this moon. I found it to be an amazing negative 260 degrees Fahrenheit. Not to worry though, because both my spacecraft and my suit were built for these very conditions. It has made my stay here very manageable, and I have been able to adjust to the slight discomfort. And on top of being well insulated, both my ship and my suit are very effective in keeping out those seriously dangerous amounts of radiation. How could I forget? I almost forgot about the valleys again. I cannot stop talking about them. They are so amazing. I mean, every time I see them, I'm just blown away. There are some dark red places within the valleys. It's some form of sea ice. And I can say that with certainty because I have taken samples and I have tested them and I've gotten the results back, and that's basically what they were. Now, as of about a few days ago, I've started sending my research back to Earth in a small little capsule spacecraft. I'm pretty sure, almost positive, it has not gotten there yet. But I hope it will, eventually. Because I mean, that's half of my research that I've done so far. To lose that now would be absolutely devastating. My time, sweat, and tears went into that work, so I very much so hope that it makes it back eventually. Well, yeah, I guess that's all I have this time. I mean, it's not too much, but everything is going rather smoothly, and all things considered, I think I'm starting to like this place more and more the longer I stay here. Bye!
Is there too much smog blocking your windows? Well, then it's time to clear the way with our all-artificial cleaner, Desmoggin. With one quick swipe, all the dirt and grime is gone. Available for online purchase today.
So, just recently I looked at my lovely calendar here, and I honestly can say I cannot believe I have already been here 9 weeks. In those 9 weeks, I think I've finally been able to adjust to the days and years here on Europa. It's kind of strange. So here on Europa, a day is 3.5 Earth days. So that means that every 3.5 days on Earth is 1 day here on Europa. Not only is 3.5 Earth days 1 day on Europa, but it's also 1 year on Europa. So 3.5 Earth days is both 1 year and 1 day on Europa. But honestly, that's really only when we're talking about its orbit around Jupiter. Now, Europa is tidally locked with Jupiter. So, if we wanted to know how long it takes to make 1 full revolution around the Sun, it would be simple, because all we have to do is look at how long it takes Jupiter. And the answer to that is 12 years. Earth years, that is. And obviously I haven't been here long enough to experience that, though it is currently a goal and dream of mine to get to experience that. I really hope all goes well so I may continue my stay here. Oh, I almost forgot to mention that sometimes when I'm trying to fall asleep, I'll hear these little, tiny little rocks or pebbles or something hitting the outside of my spacecraft. It's interesting, but also rather soothing to listen to now that I've adjusted to everything. It's kind of like the equivalent of listening to rain when you're trying to fall asleep. When I first started this mission, I thought I'd be pretty lonely out here, but I actually don't mind the solitude all that much. it's nice, and I have plenty to do to keep me busy and keep my mind occupied, so it's not terrible. I'd be more than happy to continue my research here, and honestly, to live out the rest of my days here, as I don't see them bringing me back anytime soon. So, I've just received word that I should be getting more stuff soon, and they're also sending someone else to join me. I just hope we're able to get along okay. So, once more, I've gone over everything and don't really have anything else to say. Wish me luck.
Are your parents living in the past, among all their antiques and clutter? Then do I have the product for you. The new Boom Zap Clutter Be Gone. Just aim, shoot, then boom zap, your clutter is gone. It's magic, starting at only $29.99. Order online or at your local corner store today.
Sadly, that's all we have from NASA. In other news, pollution worldwide is reaching critical levels and temperatures continue to rise. Well, that's all we have time for today, folks. Tune in tomorrow for more.